not sleeping. I was not doing well. I was literally consuming 3 Red Bulls a day. So I think Red Bull was like the solution for that time. But I'm still a student, so now I just manage it by devoting time to it. Like, I don't want kids like me who want to study, who want to score well, to go through that problem. So that was the gap that exists, right? So isolation.
Welcome back to Peer and Peer, powered by Content Studio. I'm your host Anhad Jaidka, and thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Today we have a very unique guest. He's a young entrepreneur who started his own edtech platform. Meet Kabir Singal.
So hi Anhad, how are you doing?
I'm good. Wait, so your name is Kabir Singal. Are you single?
Yeah, I'm single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
But what's up?
Right, so currently I've been working on my platform, right? So it's called Ko Padhai,
Okay.
and it was funded by
Wait, Ko Padhai or Go Padhai?
Ko, like CO, Ko Padhai.
Oh, Ko
Ko
Padhai.
Padhai, like, you know, like co-founder, like 2 people doing it together. So it's meant for 11th and 12th graders, and we help them to find the right study partners or study groups.
Okay.
Right?
So like tuitions or
No, not like tuition. So like it's peer-to-peer, like peer on peer, right?
copycat? He's
Yeah.
copying us, guys.
No, we found it pehle, but
Technically not. But
technically
whatever.
yes. But the point is that it's meant for students to students. There are no teachers on the platform.
Okay. So students teach other students.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Basically.
So what's been up with you?
Nothing much. I've just been really busy. It's been really caught up. I'm making my own short film.
I heard about it.
These podcasts and just
Yeah.
like, I'm going back to college in like
When you
less
going?
than a week. Next week.
Okay, pretty soon.
So just like preparing for that. But otherwise, I'm
soon.
pretty chill. So anyways, let's just start with like the questions. So what inspired you to start your own business, and was there any specific experience or a specific gap in the market that made you realize the need for this platform?
So I've just passed out from my 12th, right? So I scored
Acha.
well in... Shut up. I've scored well in my boards, right? I scored 96%, which is good, right? But the problem was that whenever a kid wants to study, they have to go through that isolation period for 3 to 4 months to score in those boards. Now that happens in 11th and 12th both. Now the thing was, the problem that I saw that I don't want kids like me who want to study, who want to score well, to go through that problem. So that was the gap that exists, right? So isolation.
Sure, okay, that makes sense. I wish you did when I was like when I had my boards. That would have been like really, really helpful. And so, did you get any funding for this? Like, what was that whole process? Like, how do you start it, basically?
So obviously, since I'm very young, obviously when you say that you have a business, people just don't tend to believe that you have one, right? So it started in 2023 when I had like the idea of making something like this. And then the college that I'm currently going to, Masters Union, they had a challenge called the CEO Challenge, wherein we had 3 judges. So we had Ankur Variku, Sarthak Ahuja, and Tech Burner. So Ankur Variku was the one who invested in this business. He gave 1.25 lakhs for this.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, like, was that like the whole process? So what was like the exact process of like getting the funding, and how did it impact your business getting that fund?
So basically, the way you got that funding was, so this is like a Shark Tank sort of, right? So you pitch and then you got the money, but it wasn't that easy as it seems like. So we had like the first round last year in October where we had to submit an application and you had to show and present what your business is and why you think it could be helpful. So the USP, the benefits, the competitive advantages. After that, the second round, we had to go to the campus in Gurgaon and we had to present in front of the founders and the undergrad director. And then once you were selected for that, out of 18,000 applicants, only 10 were selected and only 4 got the funding. Me being one of them.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of people.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, wow. And so, also, like, do you think that your business relied on that funding? Kind of.
It died. It definitely did. See, more than the money, I think the goodwill has impacted my business. So like, the video is out. So it's been out for the last 2-3 months. So people
Yeah.
know about me because of that.
Acha, yeah.
Right. So it's really helped my business because it brings that sort of credibility that you would have a hard time building on your own. Right. So
Yeah.
basically that.
Definitely. So, as a young entrepreneur, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced while starting a business, and how did you overcome?
So when you think you want to make a business, I think the first thing people overlook is like, so when we studied business studies in our class, right, we had like a very straight curriculum. It was like, keep pehle financial management karo, then this, then that. But it's genuinely not that simple. So the first problem that I had was, you need to learn like coding at least like you need to know all the technicalities of IT if you want to get your site or your app made. Since I didn't know about it, so I was like that scapegoat with IT people, because they could have practically said anything, and I would have been like, that's okay, like I don't understand coding, so that's why I have to learn it
Exactly.
now.
No, yeah, like there's something like not. It's of course a bit different, but so I also have have technically a business,
Hmm.
a streetwear business, and once I launched, so I didn't have a website because I was selling purely off Instagram. But then a lot of people were like just sending me messages like, oh my god, we can make a website, and they were giving
Hmm.
me like all these prices and all like a list of stuff which I needed to do. And so I was like, oh, maybe that's actually how it is. But when I looked deeper into it, it was not that much.
Okay.
So now I learned about it. Now I'm actually going to rebrand it, re-get it up, and it's again like exactly like saying like IT people just like jump on,
Oh,
like if
definitely.
you have no idea, just like, jump on you, like give you all this extra information and all
Like
this extra funding, everything. It's crazy.
that's why that's why I'm learning coding right now, so that at least I can learn how to talk to these guys. So
Exactly.
it's like definitely a struggle.
Yeah, and so you were in 11th or 12th when you started all this.
In 12th. In
Okay.
12th. I got the opportunity in 12th. So I wanted to go for Shark Tank, but I thought that in order for you to go to Shark Tank, you need to have tangible results. You can't only go with an
Yeah,
ideation, right?
exactly. So, how did you manage the demands of running a business while being a student, and what strategies you can say help you be focused and all?
Honestly, my schedule was the messiest as it could have possibly been for a student. I used to it was like the boards wala time, and I was waking up at any hour of the day. There was like no set schedule I had. It was like kabhi 9 baje उठ गया, kabhi सुबह के 5 baje उठ गया. I was not sleeping. I was not doing well. I was literally consuming 3 Red Bulls a day. So I think Red Bull was like the solution for that time. But I'm still a student, so now I just manage it by devoting time to it. Like 1 or 2 hours giving to the business. It's not a lot in a day. It's enough for me right now. But I think definitely as the site gets made and it gets prepared by Diwali when we launch it, I think by that time the demands are gonna grow, and I fear I'll
Yeah,
not be able to keep up with it.
yeah. No, so when I started, originally the first week when I was planning, I took some time off school. Like not off school, but like it took some extra time. But then honestly, I feel like once you launch, you just need maybe like a week or 2 weeks for the original, like when you start,
Yeah,
like there'll
okay.
be so many orders and stuff or whatever. So I think eventually it will slow down. Also so once you launch, you'll get to know how much you need to work for it with your like studies and stuff. Basically, like I don't know how to explain this. So then after a while, you just sort of, get the hang of it. So it'll be easier as you go, anyways.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that, because like once you launch it, you actually don't know what to expect, right?
Exactly. And once you go through it, so I also did it in 12th. So once I started, I was like, oh my god, it's so much work, oh my so much work, so much work. But then I started and I was thinking, oh, it's so much work. But then eventually, it just, leveled it, balanced. Because
Yeah,
you'd have a balance, right? You
you
have to
gotta have a
balance
balance.
your studies, your work, and your personal life. But if you can balance all three, you're set.
The worst part was that during boards, I couldn't manage my personal life. Like that was the worst part. Now I finally started socializing, but during these last 6 months, I've literally just stayed in my home and just worked. So that's why it's also for those kids who want to have like a social life,
Yeah.
you know?
Talking about social life, actually, next question.
Yeah.
So, social media, it can be both a powerful tool and a potential distraction, obviously.
Hmm.
So, do you use social media to promote your business, and how do you manage its impact on your personal life and professional life?
Okay, so like again, two things. So personal life and business, right? So from a business point of view, I think social media is the most it's not even like it's not a question about cost effective. It's the best thing a business can have nowadays. Like we're in such a it's such a like how do I explain it? So it's such a bad and a good time for you to be on social media. Like I think you might have heard about it, brain rot,
Yeah,
right? So practically, if you can you can post anything and it can still get likes. So it's not like you
yeah,
need to create something of the highest quality only to get likes, and you
exactly.
know that.
God.
It's quite irritating because it's like there's like a spectrum. It's like either you make of the highest quality or you make of the lowest quality. Like stuff in the middle doesn't get views. Either it's like
Exactly.
the best camera work, the best sound, the best everything, or it's literally like a bread falling on the floor or something like that.
Exactly. Like I had an editing account. So so this one edit I spent maybe you could say 3-4 days. Like a lot, it was in COVID times basically, so I had more time
Hmm.
obviously. So like when I tell you like every single effects, transitions, masking, everything possible, uploaded, got about maybe I would say 4K eventually.
Eventually.
Actually, in the beginning it was like 200 till like now it's gone higher because it's been like a year or two. And I made one random, the randomest thing, like Kabir. It was 2 clips, no transition. Guess the views in 2 days, 50,000.
Nah.
That's it. I stopped. I was
No,
like,
it's
no
quite irritating,
way.
no, because you try to create the highest, best content for you, and then you get to know that it's just like 2 clips, like randomly non-edited clips, and then they go viral.
I
So that's
swear to
but
God.
see, that's the advantage of having Insta.
That's also
it's
the advantage.
unpredictable.
Exactly.
Be consistent, and something might just blow up.
Exactly.
And when it comes to my personal life, I do not like Insta. I really do not like Insta. Like, I've just not had a good experience with it. Like, it's such an addicting platform that, like I was off Insta for my boats, right? So
Yeah.
for Jan to like April, I was off. And it's so bad nowadays that it's like the question of कि अगर तुम Insta पे नहीं हो, you're practically out of like the social circle and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you're off the
everything is
grid.
on social media. All your information, everything is there.
Exactly. You lose connections with people just because you're not on Insta, and that's the worst part.
Exactly.
So that's why I have to use Insta, even though I still don't like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like in our generation, it's become sort of a necessary thing now.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you have to have
Even though
it.
Insta's not necessary.
And if someone says, "Oh, I don't have social media," you automatically like, what? Like,
yeah, like it's weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
like 20 years ago, it was like the opposite. It was like vice versa.
yeah.
And I was like, you look surprised when someone tells you ki, oh, you don't
because
have it.
you could just say like everything is on social media and on your phone, basically, like everything.
Yeah, Snapchat, Instagram.
Like even apart from social media, like everything, like your phone. I feel like we're like stuck in that, like we're trapped, you could say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And so like wait, you said you were in a competition, right? So again, you said 18,000 people, right? So was there any like, let's just say, any jealousy from people or any like
this
messing
is
up
okay,
things?
okay.
Like what? Tell me some juicy stuff for that.
Okay. So this is not from that competition, but from another business competition. So this is juicy stuff. Okay, so I remember I'm not gonna take names, but we had this idea called Menstruate, right? It's a period app where women can be. It's not meant for women actually. It's meant for men, so that men can learn about women's periods because of like the way that men treat periods. Like they don't talk
Yeah.
about it. They look at it with like a way of disgust. So we wanted to make a platform where men have a community that they can ask about women's periods and care packages as well. What happened was कि we had this idea पहले कि let's make reusable pads and stuff. But that idea got scrapped. And then we get to know that someone else just picked up that idea and then ranked on the podium. We came first. But that other individual ranked on the podium. So it really pissed me and my team off.
They stole your idea basically and they got a rank.
Yeah. So like मतलब कोई credibility नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, no credit and all. So it was
That's
really
the thing. Like this kind of stuff always happens.
हाँ, like on Insta also यार, मतलब if you make something with like your time, effort, literally someone a famous more like popular account can just steal it, not
That's
credit
happened.
you.
Bhai, when I was making edits, someone literally stole my edit, transition, everything, just because they had like what 100,000 followers or something.
Like
People were
it's
just like,
as
what?
bad as that. Like
And thing is that
content
their
stealing.
followers were telling me
Huh.
कि I have stolen it, but then eventually found that I posted it earlier. So
Right.
it's just even like I was in this inter-school, like it's completely different, but like I was in this inter-school competition for acting, and so our group were like we all given a topic and to make a little skit or something. So we're making the skit, and then eventually, so we're talking about some ideas, and we came on this one idea to like recreate the scene from it was Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
I love that movie so
Same.
much.
But then at the last, so we were talking and we didn't realize that the next group was like near us. ठीक है? So eventually we're like, this is a very good idea, but let's do it like this. Let's change some stuff. And we changed the Ye Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara stuff. And it's you don't think about Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara with the topic they gave us. So it's like we could have only thought about it. The group right next to us did that exact thing that we said. They had the dialogues also same. To the point where they had our characters placed exactly like we were first placing before we changed it. and they went before us. So ours was similar. So
Yeah, I get it.
it was
Like it's like
crazy.
modern plagiarism. Like content stealing has never been easier. But like which part was it from Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara though? Like which part was that?
That diamond biscuit
Oh,
thing
I
in the
love
car.
I love that part so much. बहुत
Yeah.
addictive. It's very addictive.
Yeah, it pisses me off now.
It really does. You know, because like people think they can just steal stuff without any that. But I hope it does bite them in the back in the future. I really hope it does.
I was so angry. I won't name the school, but DPS. Basically.
Okay. Yeah.
I won't say which. You guys know who you are.
They're like I think like the weird thing is like about DPS, it's like everywhere. Like there's a DPS in Singapore. How is
What?
that like a Delhi public school in
There's a
Singapore?
Delhi-
There's a Delhi public school. in
Seriously?
Singapore. Yeah, I'm not
Is
kidding.
it called Delhi Public School Singapore?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
actually
It's like
funny.
DPSS. Like DPS,
DPSS.
like Singapore.
That's crazy. Anyways. So, what's a piece of advice that a fellow mentor, a peer, or friend, or anyone gave you throughout your journey which still has meaning to you till today?
Okay, this is a bit difficult to think about. I've been given a lot of advice, like
What's
from
like the best, which you still value, which you still use, which you still, which impacted you?
I think there have been like two quotes maybe, but I think the best one was so it was like when I won the competition like CEO challenge, and it was like Ankur Variku, and I just went to him, right, and he saw like the amount of passion I had for my project and for my company, and he proceeds to say that Kabir, always remember passion exceeds greed. And it has always like stayed with me because like it's like three words, but it's like it holds so much meaning.
Exactly.
Because like it's simple, right? It's like pretty simple to understand. Like I have passion and I'm not doing it for the money. Like obviously I hope that obviously cost match ho jaye with the revenue and losses na ho.
Working a desk job and working something you're passionate about is two very different things. And no matter what you do, if you have the passion for something, you have to like what you're doing. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. That's how you will excel in it. That's how you will eventually reach your level, which you want to be at. If you try to just, I just want to reach that goal, that level, that, thing. If you don't have the passion for it, how are you going to reach there? Like, that
Yeah.
again, that's great. So you have to be passionate and eventually you'll get there.
I mean, that's really true, yaar. But like I've seen a lot of people like I went to my mom's company for internship like last year, and what they like the way that I noticed most people were like obviously sluggish and just like with their backs bent, and they're just sitting on the desk just doing the clerk work, and everyone just looked very standardized, like almost like a simulation.
Yeah.
And then you can see that they're not enjoying what they do. So I think that's like the worst
Exactly.
part. Like, like I just really wish that everyone could find something that they're passionate
Because
about.
passion gives motivation and motivation gives good work.
Exactly.
Good work gives good life.
Like I, even though I scored well in boards, I don't like to study. I really don't like to sit down and just be on the desk for hours.
Exactly. Dude, I hate studying, right? Thing is that I got into college before boards and I genuinely didn't need to get like, I just had to pass, right? Which is, I would say, a little bit easy. Thing is, I studied for fun. When I tell you I was literally studying for fun, I used to have fun like at going to tuitions and stuff. I was just having fun. Like I made the fun out of studying
Yeah.
and I got 93%.
And the tuition memories though. I
swear to God.
loved going to
Because
tuition.
everyone stays together and you the bond you have when you all are studying together is different.
Man, but the pain when all of you, like depart on your ways. Like I remember we had our so accounts tuition was my favorite.
Accounts is so rigged, yeah. Wait, are you in CBSE or what?
I was in CP.
Accounts is so rigged because no one really gets. I didn't have accounts, but I remember there used to be these videos on YouTube. Get 90% above in this subject. In accounts, getting passing marks in accounts. Like people barely got passing marks. Like I don't know. At least
accounts
in
is
school,
so easy though.
Really? I'm just saying at least every single student in like my school, like everyone had issues with accounts. Like they would just like die because they would get good marks in everything, and then accounts would be like down.
No, I got 99 in accounts. I spent a considerable amount of time just studying accounts. I fell in love with accounts. It's like so. It's logical. It's logical. That's
and
it.
passion. Exactly.
And passion. It's logical, no?
Yeah.
So I think basically.
Cool. And then, so I asked you some advice you've gotten. Now, what's a piece of advice that you, Kabir Singal, would give other teens or anyone younger who wants to go in the same path as you and start their own business?
I think this is gonna sound pretty corny, but I think the one that at least motivated me also most of the time was that procrastination is the cost of the life you could have lived. You know, like
Yeah,
even though it's
that makes sense.
corny, but I think it's pretty like it just has like that impact on you to understand that you could have been much more,
Yeah,
but you didn't because procrastination
that
over
makes a lot of sense. I let's just say like first semester of college I procrastinated so much. The second semester I started doing stuff and it was like I was here and then I was here. Second semester, so like generally it's definitely like more. I understand that. That makes sense.
like it's pretty simple to understand. Like
Yeah.
I remember I went to mentor kids today for a startup weekend that we were having in Vasant Kunj. And I was just trying to mentor those kids to understand that you just got to take the risks, you got to stop procrastinating, just get the work done.
Yeah.
So I think simple सी बात है.
Yeah. Mentor the young kids. But you're still a kid though, so it's fine.
ठीक है, it's fine. I'm ahead.
Bacha. Anyways, it was amazing having you
Yeah,
today. It
definitely.
was such a good conversation. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming.
Likewise.
Anyways, anyways, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, guys. Please like, comment, share all that stuff. It was amazing having you here today, Kabir, and I will see you in the next episode.